So first you're gonna open the hood. And this has a standard jack, it's not hydraulic. So then you're gonna find your oil cap, which is right here in this case. You can tell it has the oil on the top. And then it says what type of oil your car takes on the bottom. This is 5W30. So you're gonna take that off before we start. And here's your dipstick. You can check this at the end if you want to. I won't, but there it is if you ever need to check your oil level. So next you're gonna wanna set your blocks. As you can see, here's an underneath perspective of it. You just set it on the metal portion right here. There should be notches in both the front and the back on the frame of the car. And you're gonna raise it up to a pretty good height so that you can get underneath the car and drain the oil. So this is your oil pan. This is what catches the oil when it comes out of the car. So this is the filter right here. This is what filters your oil as it goes through the cycles of the car. And here's your oil pan right here, and this is the oil drain plug. So we're gonna start by hitting the filter right here. We're gonna go ahead and loosen it. This is a filter wrench. So you're gonna go ahead and put it on here. And you're just gonna loosen it. It's a little complicated. It's not super easy, but once you get it started, you can take it the rest off by hand. So this will have oil in it, as you can see. So be careful, sometimes it is hot. So that just drops right on off there. Drains out the side. Then you come in here with your wrench and you come back here to the cap. So then you're just gonna go ahead and take your plug off. Shouldn't be too hard. And this is also just gonna shoot oil off when it comes out, so you gotta be a little careful. Make sure it all catches in the pan right here. So then we're gonna wait for this to drain, and then once it drains, we'll come back and put a new filter and cap line. Here's your oil filter. This one takes a PF64 as the size. It's not a very big filter. So what you want to do is you want to take this rim right here. We're just going to dip it in some oil. This creates a kind of a barrier between the rubber seal and the metal of your car and oil pan. This car takes a 5W30 as we saw in the cap right there. So we're going to come back over here and we're just going to put this up in here and we're going to screw. You want to start by going left until you start to feel the threads, then you start cranking it back right. So I'm just going to go left and then I can feel it's on there, so I just start twisting it back to the right. And then you can see it kind of catches on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and tighten it the rest of the way with my hand. So you go as tight as you can get it with your hand. And then you just want to come in here with this. You don't want to crank it too tight because then it's a pain to get off later, but just a couple times around that, you should be good. And this is still leaking some oil, so we can give this a second before we put the cap back on, but we got the filter on, so it should be all good to go. As you can see now, there's not much left. It's just barely dripping out. So here's your oil plug. As I mentioned previously, you're just going to go ahead and start it with your hands until you get it in there, and you almost go all the way. You just want to come in here, and you don't want to give it too much because you can end up stripping or breaking this plug. I know from experience. So you're just going to come in here until you can feel it get a little bit tight. Then you just want to go just a bit of like a half crank over that tight mark. Then it should be all good. You can see there's no more oil coming out, and it's not going to go anywhere. At the end, this is some brake clean. This kind of just eats away at this oil and cleans it off. So we come in here and we spray that filter off. You get all this cap off, make sure it's really clean, because if your car is dripping oil after you put this on, you know that you didn't put the cap on or the filter on right. So it's a good sign if it's dripping oil after you do this, that it's not just excess oil, it's actual oil from your car. So after we get this all clean, it kind of dries pretty fast, so you can see that you don't need to put a whole lot on, and it's already pretty clean. So you just let it dry for a second or two and it should be all clean and ready to go. Then you're going to go ahead and lower your lift back down. As you can see, the gauge here measures how much actual oil goes in. So this car takes 4.2, so we're just going to go ahead and start it. Go ahead and pump it in. Just 4.2, I'm a little bit over, but it's okay. So once you hit 4.2, that's enough oil for the car. Come back in here with the cap. Make sure that cap's on it. it's kind of particular there. And it clicks, and then to check your oil, you're gonna pull this dipstick right here with a towel and clean it off and check it. So I already started the engine. We ran it for a couple seconds. This kind of circles the oil through the whole system and that fresh filter, because that filter won't have any oil in it, so you're gonna wanna cycle it through a couple times. So after doing all that, it should be at the right level for the reading. So you can pull it out and you can see that it's right in between the hash right there. You can also see by the color of the oil that it's not very dirty. It's fresh, clean oil that we just put in there, which checks out because we did. So then we go ahead and stick this right back in, put it in there, make sure it's all the way in and the cap's on, and we should be all good. We just go ahead and shut the hood from here, and that's a successful oil change complete.